Now we're ready. I'm gonna go do something a bit exciting. So I picked up some Australian Standards red oxide. Used this a bit before on Beefy. It was one of his base colours too. It's just a nice sort of deep red oxide sort of thing. The idea is we're going to go outside now and sand back the inner guards of the WB. I need to spray out the test paint that I bought for it. I just want to see what the colour looks like from this particular brand, and then if it looks alright, I'll probably look at buying some more because we need to get into probably getting the body painted soon. The only reason it sort of hasn't got there yet because I haven't tested the colour. So I want to get outside now, give them a good sand. I'm hoping to get away with not priming them. I'm sort of why over red oxides here. We might be able to smooth them off enough. I'm not going to be overly fussy with them on the inside, but they've got to look tidy. So I'm going to give them a really good sand. We'll give them a coat of this. The brand I'm using, the base coat I'm looking at buying more of, I've got a sample pot of it to give it a test. And in the past, I mean, it's a very easy online brand I can buy. And they've got like a huge range. Probably the only reason I'm really using them is because they're very competitive on price, and just get sent straight to your door, which is handy for I live out here. But I have noticed in the past that the colour is a little bit watery, transparent sort of thing. So because I'm going for Venetian red, which is pretty much we're going to be building. I'm trying to get the light out of it. I'm going to be building this ute. And that sort of interior, hopefully. So yeah, so the base coat's there to try and make that Venetian red of their brand go the distance, add depth, and not give too much of a problem. So very interesting to see how we go with this. Hardest bit first is we've just got to go get them sanded. So I'm going to take my drink and we'll go get started. All right, we've got ourselves set up. Just using the soft pad on the Orbi. Just going to go 240. I don't know if this is an aftermarket one or whatever, but it's in a grey primer. Just going to have a little bit of a sand. Going to sand up pretty nice, actually. Not sure how the original one's going to go, but I reckon it'll both knock back quite nice. Knock them back good enough that they're actually, I mean, half of it's only seen in anyway, and then you got wiring and hose and all sorts of stuff hanging over it. So it's one of those things. Well, we'll gear up and we'll get sanded. All right, we've got them sanded. Got a bit of etch primer sprayed on some places. Shaking up the old red oxide. And we'll start spraying a bit of that on. Just going to use my little China gun. Not mucking around with this too much. We're outside. If it all doesn't present too well, I'll have a clear on it. I can sand it back and redo it, and it'll be a lot nicer then. So I've got the Vilbus there, but he needs a bit of a rebuild at the moment. I'll rebuild him before the actual paint job on the WB. So we're just going to use a little cheap shit spray gun for now. So we're just going to mix up some red oxide and we'll spray that on. A little bit of a glitch. I've only got 2 paint cups left. I'm only using them to mix the paint, like as you can see, that's for cheap gun. It already has a pot on it. I am very wasteful with those PPS cups, I know. I mean, check it out. Look at the amount of lids I've got left. But I've got to chuck in the bin pretty much because I've run out of cups. So yeah, I use the cups to, even when I'm using that gun, I use the cups to mix it up, and then and it helps strain it too with those lids. And then I just tip it into that gun if I'm doing jobs I'm not too fussed about. So we're just got to give this a bit of a clean, get the water content out of it. Just going to mix the red oxide, because the red oxide is technically just a primer stage. It's not anything fancy. So we'll leave a good cups for mixing the actual colour and the clear. So I want to try and keep it as accurate as possible. Like, I don't want too much the colour in the actual clear and have a metallic floating. I want it to be as natural as possible. For when I apply it, I can look at it accurately, because, I mean, it is good. I have done it many times before too, where you actually put a bit of colour into the clear to actually get that colour and the metallic floating in the clear. And it does, I think, it actually does do a much better job. But for this particular part of it, I don't want to contaminate the result too much. I want it to be as honest as possible. So we'll get this red oxide mixed up now, and we'll start spraying it. All right, that's the red oxide done. I could be rushing this a bit because I just want to see the colour. But if it turns out okay, we'll use it. If we don't like it, I'll sand it clear and we'll redo it again with my proper gun. But I guess a little bit of a rush is on right now because I want to see the colour in the sun this weekend so I can actually get around to ordering the paint and start getting everything else painted. So let's mix up the red. Ready for the aha moment. Now, the biggest fear I have of this particular colour is the fact sometimes it can tip towards the side of pink. So that's why I want to get it on something and have a look at it. because if it's too pinky, I won't be using it. Or maybe we have a chat to them and say, hey, if there's anything in that recipe that can make it too pink, just don't put it in. And if you deal with paints a bit, you sort of understand the 1,000,001 ingredients that goes into a simple colour. Like even white isn't just white. There's like about sometimes 5, 6 different colours in it. Yes, I was just checking to make sure that I put the cup in. So it wouldn't be the first time, but I've actually poured it. About the cup in there. Gonna probably go a little bit heavy. I want the flake to sort of stand up. Right, got that. I'll grab one of the 1400 spare cup lids I got. Use that as a strainer device to tip it into the gun. And we shall go and see what the colour looks. Well, we're not going to know what the colour looks like until it clears on, pretty much. I don't know why that's so. It's really gluggy. Maybe this colour's actually not too bad. I think we're just going to go balls to the wall and tip it directly in there. We'll soon know if it comes out like all splattery and shit. We've mixed it way too thick. It's a hard thing to judge unless you're using a brand all the time. Sometimes you don't know what you're in for. You don't know what ratios you should be thinning stuff.